A good way to find out if your hair is clean is brush your hair over your sink. Hopefully everyone has a clean sink. It should be nice, clean, and white. You should be able to brush your hair over your sink. You shouldn't see any dirt, no flakes, anything in there. That's when you know. That's a good sign anyways to know if your hair is clean. So that's the first thing I do. If you see dirt and stuff in your sink, either your hair is not clean or your brush is not clean. So got my Snow Bunny here, crown brush. Y'all know what time it is already, so I'm just gonna brush my hair like this. Excuse my hair, I'm wolfing. I'm about 6 weeks in, going on 7, but I'm in Texas, so it's real hot. I'm about to cut all my hair off. I'm gonna go all the way down to a 1.5, completely start over. Ain't no thing to start over for me. Alright, so y'all see me brushing my hair over the sink. Check it out. As you can see, no dirt in the sink. Completely clean. That's how it should look. Alright, so that's one way to check to see if your hair is clean. I know sometimes when my hair is dirty, there'll be stuff all in there when I get through playing sports and things like that. So if you can't brush your hair over your sink and it be clean like that, if it's not white, if you see dirt all in there, your hair is not clean enough or your brushes isn't clean. I'm finna break down how I wash my hair, my washing method. I got a couple tips from people here and there, the way some of my friends do it. A lot of it I got from Young Wavy and other wavers. So this is the way that I wash my hair. First, before I get into the shower, I brush my hair. I do the normal. I do the hard brush, boom, boom, boom. Then I go with the medium, and then I go with the soft brush. Just brush, brush, brush. I brush maybe about 5-6 minutes. As soon as I'm through brushing, I pick up my Annie wave comb. So I pick up my Annie comb and I comb my hair. I comb with the grain. Every time I do something, it's always with the grain. It's always with the pattern that my hair is in. When I lay my hair down with my hands, I go in the same way I brush. If I comb my hair, I'm combing in the same pattern that I would do if it was a brush in my hand all the time. Now some people say, if you wash your hair, go against the grain. It's nothing wrong with that. However you want to wash your hair is how you do it. But what I recommend is, if your pattern is not set in all the way, or if you're beginning at waving, or your 360 waves isn't set all the way in, don't go against the grain. If you've been waving for a while, your pattern is in, and you can do whatever you want with your hair. When you comb it back in place, it's going to fall back in place. But if your waves are not set in like that, then don't be going against the grain. I wouldn't recommend it. So anyways, even though my waves are in place, I can do that. I choose not to. I like to go with the grain. So what you want to do, some people say, well, why would you comb your hair before washing? Well, basically, before you wash your hair, of course, your moisturizer is still in your hair. If you have pomade, it's still in your hair. So your hair is basically, it's all packed in like this. Well, when you get in, when the water and soap try to get in your hair, it's going to have a harder time because your hair is like this. When you comb it, it opens everything up like this. That way the shampoo, conditioner will get into your hair more easier. So comb your hair before you get in. So I brush, then I comb. Alright, once I get into the shower, first thing I do is I wet my hair using hot water, warm water, whatever temperature you normally take a shower at. Get in there, get under the water, get your hair all wet. When I shower brush, it depends on where my hair is at, but usually I always have a lot of hair on my hair, so a lot of hair on my head, so I use the hard brush. Now, most people know once your hair is wet, it becomes like your scalp and everything becomes more tender, so you got to be careful. If you don't know how to use a hard brush, you need to use a soft brush or maybe a medium. Or if you got a low cut, then you want to be using like a soft brush or a medium. But me, I have the thicker waves, so I always have a mini afro on my head, so I can use a hard brush. So I use the hard brush. Y'all might want to look at something else, depending on how much hair you have. If you have coarse hair, soft hair, that depends on what type of brush you want to use. I use the hard brush. If I just got a fresh cut or something like that and I wash my hair 2 or 3 days later, then I'm using either the soft or the medium. So, step into the shower, get your hair wet, boom. I go ahead and I use the hard brush. I brush for about a minute. Once I brush, then I get my shampoo. As y'all know, I'm using the Shea Moisture Curl and Shine shampoo. So right after I brush, I get the shampoo, put the shampoo in my head, and I put it in my head and I go the same way with the grain like I do with the brush. So once the shampoo is in, I take my hands and I go like this, same pattern, just like this. Boom. So the shampoo's in your head. After you put the shampoo in your head and you do your hands like this, then I grab my hard brush and I'm brushing. While the shampoo's in my hair, I'm brushing. Same pattern. Brush, brush, brush. I brush it for about a minute. Boom. Once you brushed, then put your hair under the water and you're getting ready to rinse it out. While your hair is under the water and it's rinsing out, I'm brushing it out at the same time. So I'm brushing and rinsing at the same time. In there, boom, brushing, brushing. I brush it out. Cool. So once I brush it out, now the next thing I do is, y'all know I'm using the humective conditioner. The instructions on there say to leave it in your hair for about 5 minutes, and it says to towel dry your hair and to comb it. Okay, so what I do, in my shower I have a towel rack. So while I'm in the shower I have a towel right there. So it says to towel dry your hair. So basically I just do it until my hair is damp. So once I get through brushing my shampoo out and I rinse out the shampoo, I take a towel and I just tap my head like this a couple times just so it gets a little bit dry. It's still wet and damp, but it's not completely dry. So once I do that, I grab the humective conditioner, put it in my head, boom, same pattern, put it in my head, and then I comb. It says to comb through. So once I put it in, I comb my hair for about 30 seconds or a minute. Leave the conditioner in there. So the conditioner's in there. While the conditioner's in my hair, I go and I take a shower. Remember, the conditioner that I'm using says to leave it in your hair for about 5 minutes. So I'm leaving it in my hair. While it's in my hair, I take my shower. Boom, take my shower, wash up, clean yourself like you normally do or whatever. That normally takes about 5 to 6 minutes anyway. Okay, so once I do that, I shower. It's been about 5 or 6 minutes. I grab my brush, brush my hair for about a minute. Brush, brush, brush. Then I rinse out. Just like we did before. Put your head under the water. While it's rinsing out, you grab your brush and you're also brushing out the conditioner now. You're brushing it out, brushing it out, brushing it out, brushing it out. Boom. So once you're done with that, now as you notice, as I was saying, you wash and clean yourself like normal. However, the very last thing you want to do is wash your face. Some people wash their face at the beginning and stuff like that, which I wouldn't recommend, because if you wash your face when you first get in the shower, then you shampoo and condition, when you rinse that stuff out, all that dirt and stuff is coming on your face. And you're going to step out the shower because you washed your face already. So the last thing I do, once I rinse out the shampoo, once I rinse out the conditioner, all that stuff is off my face, then I clean my face. Boom, wash my face, whatever, step out the shower. Now what I do when I get outside the shower, everybody's hair is different, but for me, when my hair gets dry, it curls up quick. I know some of y'all experienced it. You step out the shower, your hair gets dry and it's all curly, and you're like, well, my waves disappeared. Where did my waves go? Or it takes you a day to get your waves looking back normal. That's because your hair dried up. I know as soon as my hair dries, it curls. So I don't like to let my hair get completely dry because it curls up on me and it takes a while to get back to normal. So as soon as I step out the shower, my hair is still wet. I didn't dry it in the shower. My hair is still wet. Once I get out, I take the towel and I pat my head down a couple of times. This leaves your hair damp but not dry. You want your hair to still be kind of wet. Not soaking wet, but kind of wet. So my hair is damp. I grab my Trio moisturizer, boom, put the Trio in there. And of course, when your hair is wet, it's easier to lay down and control. That's why I'm applying my moisturizer when my hair is wet, because if it dries, it curls. I don't let my hair dry. So my hair is kind of wet. I grab my moisturizer, boom, put it in, grab my brush. This is a quick process, so you want to brush only for about a minute. Mind you, you're trying to do this before your hair gets dry. So while it's still wet and kind of damp, I brush, lay it down with my hands, boom, I take my do-rag and I put it on. And that way, once I do, this all takes about 5 minutes. That way my hair is laid down, I caught it while it was wet, it didn't curl up and it didn't get dry. Put my do-rag on. I usually keep my do-rag on for about an hour after the shower. After I shower, put the do-rag on for about an hour, hour and a half, watch TV, do something. Then I come back, take the do-rag off. I brush some more. When I come back and take the do-rag off, my hair is already laid down, whereas most people's hair will be all curly and messed up. But because I caught my hair while it was wet, it's still laid down. Take the do-rag off about an hour later. I'll either put in maybe a little bit more Trio or a little bit of Curl Enhancing Smoothie, or if you use pomade, whatever you want to do, whatever product you do. About an hour or two after you shower, go back and apply a little bit more. Do it like that, brush it, put it down with your hands, put your do-rag on, and you're done. That's the washing method I use. So that's the way I wash my hair. If you guys have any questions, hit my inbox, leave me comments. Everybody knows I reply back to everybody. So shout out to the Wave team, Team CQP. You know who we are. We here, we in the building. I got a lot more videos coming, so this is chapter 2. I don't know what I'm going to do in my next video yet, but the next video will be coming in another week or two. So y'all stay tuned, refer back. Remember, I just made my product video. This is my video on how to wash your hair. So if you want to, again, I can't speak for everybody. I'm not saying this is the best method for everybody. This is for everyone who asks me, how do I do stuff? This is how I wash my hair. So if you want to try it, before you go to wash your hair, when you know you're finna wash your hair, go ahead and get on YouTube, check out my video, see if it worked for you. Alright, as always, keep them clean and keep them silky smooth. I'll holla.